Welcome to our 2 cents. Welcome to our 2 cents.
Ladies and gentlemen and non-binary folk, welcome back to our 2 cents. We're doing it again here at Raxo Studios with your host, Oscar. Thank you for all your support. Please continue to hit that subscribe button. It's free to you, and it means the world to me. It's motivation. Thank you. And today, we have a guest, another guest. Thank you for being here. Please tell us who you are and what you do, my friend Shadi.
Hi, how's it going? My name's Shadi. I am the ICE representative for this area here. Oscar, sorry to break it to you, but pack your bags, bro. Let's go.
Damn. Live. I'm getting deported now. Where am I getting deported? To Palestine?
You could go there. I heard it's lovely this time.
It's time of year, right?
Yeah. It's horrible.
It's growing, right?
No, my name's Shadi Matar. I'm a local comedian. I do comedy alongside Oscar as well too. We hit up the same spots and make the same people laugh. Him with more success than me, so that's good. And no, thanks for having me on, dude. Like I always see the clips and I always see the episodes, and you always have cool guests on. So I'm like, I gotta get in on this. So I bothered him after a mic. I was like, Oscar, when are you gonna get me on the podcast, man? He's like, okay, I can pencil you in 6 months from now. And then 5 months later, he's like, okay, I have your episode coming. You're really organized, man.
I'm trying to make it happen. You know what I mean? You can put both now. Yeah. No, I'm trying to make it happen. But yeah, no, it took longer than I wanted to because I had car troubles. Both my cars broke down, and then I couldn't go to the open mics no more because I didn't have a car at the time, so I only had the bike. And it was too cold to be riding my bike at that time. So I was like, I'm not taking my bike.
You should have just called me, man. I would have given you a ride. I'm already taking a few other comics. We were carpooling together.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. From the
I
area,
didn't know that. Yeah. See, I stick to myself most of the time, you know what I mean? But
I don't blame you, man. Comedy's a weird world. There's so many different types of personalities you meet in comedy, but a lot of them are very narcissistic because that's what comedy is you're putting yourself out there, exposing what you think is funny or about your own life to try and make people laugh. And if it doesn't get a laugh, a lot of people get really sad. I'm sure you've seen at the mics when someone's like, oh dude, this is so funny. And then they try it, no laughs, and they're just sad the whole rest of the night.
Well, see, this is what I've learned so far, that a set could work at a certain place or a certain day, but another day or another different place, it's just nothing. Nobody laughs.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I've learned about it, but I mean, I don't know. Yeah. So this is what I want to know. You said your family is from Palestine, or you yourself?
No, my family's from Palestine. I was born here. Yeah.
Oh, you were born in the greatest nation in the world.
Yeah, Canada. No, just kidding. Yeah.
All right.
No, I love America, dude. There's no other place I would want to be. Me and my friends talk about it all the time. It's dude, I love this country. I just want it to get better. That's the thing.
Right.
I think this country could get so much better.
There's plenty of opportunities. I mean, I see people, and it does bother me when they start talking down to the country. Oh, this country does this and that and that. But in my experience, because I grew up in El Salvador.
Oh,
so
really?
I'm Central American, so I grew up in El Salvador till I was 10 years old, and from 10 to now, I've been here in the States. And obviously, when I was in El Salvador, it wasn't as they paint it like it is today. I'm pretty sure you heard what's going on over there.
Yeah, well, my kind of introduction to El Salvador is the new president is Arab.
Yes,
so
I was going to say that.
Everyone's so proud because I don't know, is he Lebanese? I think he's Palestinian.
Palestinian,
yeah.
Yes,
so it's
yes.
Holy shit, because Palestinians were kicked. So and we can get into it, but
we can.
In 1948, 750,000 Palestinians were kicked off their land, called the Nakba, which in Arabic means the catastrophe, right?
Right.
And so they sent, and even before then, because Palestine was ruled by the Ottomans, and then after that it was ruled by the British, so they gave them favorable not deportation, but I think it's immigration, not immigration, where they leave the country voluntarily. So all the Christians in Palestine, because Palestine was mixed. It was Christians, Muslims, and Jewish people. and they were all Arabs.
Hotbed.
Yeah, it was a hot. I mean, because all the religions started, all the major religions. Actually, it's a new joke I'm working on. I'm trying to figure out, but the intro is like, yeah, man, like my family's from Palestine, like, the Middle East is home of like the 2 best religions and one not so good one. And so the joke is like, you have to decide which 2 are good and which one's bad, but I'm not going to say which one's bad.
Damn Christians.
But yeah, so they all left to South America. So Chile actually has the largest population of Palestinians outside of Palestine. There's like over, I think, 1 million Palestinians just in Chile. El Salvador, Peru, a lot of Central and South American countries have them. So when, this guy won the election, what's his name, Barry?
Bukele.
Yeah.
Is that like it's spelled Bukele? Is that a certain way to say it, or is that the right way to say it? I mean, that's the way he says
Bukele?
it. It's probably the right way to say it.
No, that's how he says it.
Bukele?
Bakle. It's probably like Bakle or Bakle or something like
okay.
that. But yeah,
all right, sorry.
No, I mean, I don't know. My Arabic sucks. Like that's.
But do you speak Arabic?
I mean,
did you pick it up from your parents?
Yeah, so the funny thing about that is like growing up, right? Because my parents came here, they got their citizenship, then they had me, and around the house, like when I was born, like in the videotapes growing up, you see them speaking Arabic to me. Just that's it. They all spoke Arabic to me. And then like after like 6 months, a year, like I wasn't speaking. Like I wasn't speaking anything. Like I wasn't even making noises. So they were concerned. They're like, "What? Like, do we have like an autistic kid or something?" And so they took me to a doctor, and the doctor's like, "Well, what do you speak in the house to him?" They're like, "Well, we speak Arabic, and then when he goes to like." Or whatever, like he's around in public, he hears English. So they're like, the doctors were like, just pick one or the other. So on the videotapes, you see right after that doctor's appointment, they just started speaking English to me. And their English was like, it's good, but it's not amazing. So
right.
I just thought it was funny because like I not lost the ability to speak Arabic, but I could have been more fluent in Arabic. So because they started to speak English more. And then I started speaking and everything was fine. But the long story short is like I can understand certain dialects of Arabic better than other dialects of Arabic, and then speaking is just like I have to think about it a little bit more, and I stink at it. So it's like
so it's not just one type of like dialect that there is. There's multiples. Yeah. Same like in Spanish, like Mexican, like Spanish in Mexico. It's different from Spanish in Spain. They can understand each other, but like the expressions are kind of different. Yeah. Is that what it is like?
Yeah, exactly. And kind of like the way, the accents that you put on certain things. So, I mean, like just like the Spanish speaking world, I mean, it goes from Spain all the way to North America, all the way to South America. And I think parts of, some of the islands, right, they speak Spanish. Anyways, same thing with Arabic, right? It goes from the Middle East all the way to North Africa, from like, on the other side of Spain and in Morocco, all the way to Yemen on the other side. So there's going to be like regional dialects, the way that like I can't understand Egyptians and North Africans, like Moroccans and Algerians and stuff like that. Like it's very hard for me. But Palestinians, Syrians, Jordanians, Lebanese, they call that the Levant area. I can understand them way easier. But even still, like some Syrians speak in like it sounds like they're ending their sentences in a question mark. Like that's
okay. Well, there is a version of Spanish that does sound. I think it's from Chile or Peru. One of those has like a kind of like a question at the end with the way they speak. Yeah. No, that's interesting. See, I didn't know what you said about. Is it Chile?
Chile, yeah.
No, is it Argentina? Which one you said that there's a lot of
Chile? Yeah.
Oh, Chile. I'm sorry.
They're one of their biggest soccer teams is like the Club de Palestino. Like it's a Palestinian soccer club, and they have a huge facility over there. It's funny because I was looking at jerseys from their team yesterday. I was like, I need to get a soccer jersey from them. I'm not. I like sports in general, so I'll watch any sports, but I'm not like I don't have like a favorite, a soccer team or club.
Yeah, that's how I am too. I watch any sport. Even though, like you probably seen me on my podcast talk a lot of shit about sports.
Oh yeah, I like the conspiracy theory stuff though. That's the thing. So.
Yeah, no, I love that too. No, but I played soccer. I wrestled, and I did play a little bit of football. But what I did after high school was pancreation. That's pretty much MMA, just no face. Everything chokes, all that goes. Just Yeah, I did that. I placed in that, and I took a
What's
couple
the
tournaments.
difference between that and jiu-jitsu? So jiu-jitsu has no striking, but you're saying this
Yeah.
has striking?
Striking, yeah.
Okay.
Like pretty much like just like what they used to call body shots, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. I remember doing those too.
That's funny. I could so, I'm thinking like you're doing it and you do the little circle thing. Two for flinching. Like, yeah. Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, no, I did that. Yeah, but that's interesting. I didn't know that about Chile. There was a lot of Palestinians. Yeah. And before that Bukele got elected as president, I didn't even know there was a Palestinian community in El Salvador too. Which tells you how much research I do about the places that I'm from, right?
I mean, I think a lot of them just really integrated into the society, right? Like all of them speak Spanish, all of them have businesses there. Like a lot of them got into textiles in South America. That's what I heard, is that like they went over there and they started building factories to build like T-shirts and bras and belts and whatever. And they're just like, they got really rich off of the textile industry. Yeah. And so like, I don't know, it's funny because like I'll talk to my family in Chile and they're very like wealthy down there. And so I'm like, oh, like what do you think about like the communist the communism in like South American countries like Venezuela and stuff? And they're like, no, we don't want the communists. Like we're, I'm like, well, because you guys are the capitalists there. You guys are the filthy capitalists. Of course you're gonna want it,
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just interesting. They made it down there. They integrated, but same with the Arabs who came to this country. Like it was so interesting, man. Like I met, because a lot of cities have different pockets of Arabs in them, right? So like Anaheim in Southern California, that has like, it's called Little Arabia over there for a reason. You drive down by Disneyland and it's just like Arab everywhere.
I've seen that.
Yeah.
I've seen that.
And
yeah.
it's like, how the hell did you guys end up over there? And there's like, one guy comes over here in like the 60s or 70s. He brings his cousin, and
so
that
on and so forth.
But there's a community in Birmingham, Alabama of Arabs. And I went to like a conference or something just for like, Arabs or Palestine or something like that. And I'm like, where are you guys from? And they're like, oh, my name's whatever. I'm from Birmingham, Alabama. And I'm like, how did you guys end up there? Like, how did? And one woman was like, oh yeah, I think a priest came in like the 1800s or something, and he brought his family. And I was like, okay, that's cool. And then I asked another person, I was like, oh, so how did you guys end up in Alabama? Oh, I think like they started a trading company there or something. So nobody in that community knows exactly how they ended up there. So I want to go like with a documentary crew. Like I've never done a documentary or film, but I think it would be so cool to just film like, where did these Arabs in Alabama, how did you guys end up there? And they all have accents, like the Southern accents.
Yeah, that's a weird spot to end up in, right? Yeah. Especially Alabama. You would expect them like, people don't want to be there because the type of people that, like we have narratives of places, that are supposed to be living there, Yeah. Although my sister lived there for about a year or so, and she didn't experience any like, what's it called, racism or anything like that out there. Yeah.
Was she in a bigger city? Like,
I don't know exactly where she was, but I know she was out in the boonies. Yeah, I know, because I know they had like a big property that they would go hunting and stuff like that too there. So I know they had property. So I know it wasn't like in the cities, which it was weird to me. I was worried about her at the time when she was there, but then I got mad at her. But no, I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding. No, we're cool. But yeah, she was out there, and I know that was my narrative. Like, oh, you're gonna experience a lot of racism just because of the narrative of what type of people are out there.
I think, man, I don't know. That's the thing that like, getting into like politics, socioeconomic politics, and identity politics. People are not as racist as they think they are, especially like we're in California, we're in this like liberal, island or paradise, whatever you want to call it. And everyone's like, oh, those morons in the South and, in the Midwest, like they voted for Trump. They're racist, they're sexist, they're homophobic, they're blah, blah, blah. And I'm sure there are pockets like that.
Yeah.
But on the whole, I don't think, people just have this innate bigotry in them.
Yeah.
They just haven't been exposed to other people before. We're just lucky here because it's like, we see like Latinos, we see Arabs, we see black people, we see, Pacific Islanders, Asians, everywhere. And you're just exposed to all these different types of people. So like,
it's normal for us.
Yeah. So for them, like if you're from rural Alabama in the sticks, you're just gonna see white guy, white guy, white guy.
Maybe a black guy.
Yeah, a few black guys, and stuff. And yes, there is systemic racism in that area that caused, redlining and, and it happened not just in southern states, like in Michigan, for example, when Henry Ford was building the Ford, production plant or whatever, he built it in Dearborn, which is a suburb of Detroit. And Dearborn, the only reason I know this is because Dearborn has the largest concentration of Arabs in the country in the area. Not the largest population, but they're just more concentrated there.
Okay.
And he built two cities, Dearborn and Dearborn Heights. Dearborn Heights is where he put all his executives and all the managers and things like that. And then Dearborn was where all the workers lived. So Dearborn was primarily like black, Arab, the minorities.
They were called minority.
The workers, and I'm sure there was a lot of white people, like poor whites there as well too. But then Dearborn Heights is all the wealthy white people, executives, blah, blah, blah. So to this day, you still see on the map Dearborn Heights, super rich, super affluent. Dearborn, still very,
it shows.
Yeah, it shows. And that's like hundred years later. So these things have impacts long. So when I make these statements about you might not see a black guy in the South, or you might, it's like, yeah, there's some reasons for that. But overall, I think families and people, they just want to make money. They want to have their life. They don't want to pay a lot of taxes. They don't want all that. They want basic services.
Yeah, they want to be comfortable.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, no, like I said, I haven't gotten out of California. I think the furthest I've gone is Arizona. No, I've been to Washington. I've been to Washington for work, and you can feel the difference out there from the people. They could tell when somebody's not from the area. I'm pretty sure you could tell too when somebody's not from the area. And you come in and they're a little hesitant to do it. But once you start the conversation, it's like, all right, this person seems normal. But I think that's just with everything. Yeah. But did you study something or because a lot of history? Do you read a lot about this or how do you know about the stories that you're telling me right now about history of the Arabs?
Yeah.
See, I don't know any history of Salvadorans. I don't even know what tribes or stuff like that were out there at the time when the natives were there. I don't even know any of that. But you're well known as where your people went after they got kicked out of certain areas.
Yeah.
I'm not aware of that. How'd you?
I think it's just we're very prideful. Arabs are just very prideful in general. So we like to know about our history and our background because, especially for Palestinians, there is a real fear of our culture being extinguished. There's a real fear of. Yes, there's a lot of us. I think there's over. The number's wrong, but there's definitely over 7 million of us around the world, right?
Compared to the grand scheme of things, that's not a lot.
Yeah. So but the fact that our culture may be erased, it's good to know where everything came from, and especially in today's political climate and the way it's been, is just people are going to try and come at you with false information to try and say Israel did this or the Palestinians are bad or whatever, and it's actually no, I know my stuff. This is what happened. This is when it happened. So you have to know your stuff. Yeah,
because what they present to you now is it looks like, they were the aggressors, but it goes way back to 1800s or 1800s, right?
Yeah, no, that's a very good understanding of it. A lot of people are just this is thousands of years old. It's just
well, that's the problem.
Yeah, and it's no, it's not thousands of years old. It's only 150 years old. With some European atheists who wanted to, well, we can get into it if you want, but basically,
I'd like to know.
Yeah, the reason there's problems in Palestine and in the Middle East in general is because of this movement called Zionism, and Zionism is a political movement where it's these atheist Jewish people, so they were ethnically, culturally Jewish, whatever you want to call them, but religiously they're atheists in Europe, right? So Jewish people have been persecuted in history for all of their existence, right? And that's horrible. Anti-Semitism is bad. We should just get that out of the way.
Can I ask something about that? Yeah. Is because this is what I've read about, because I've read about a little bit about it, right? I read that it's the Jews, right?
Yeah, Jewish people.
That the Jewish people have always been kicked out of wherever they go because they always, somehow they manage to take control of all the money. Is that true?
So that's an anti-Semitic like trope, right? That's like, the whole thing online is, oh, they've been kicked out of every country they've ever been in. If the analogy I see from like white supremacists online are just, bigots in general are just like, oh, if you were kicked out of 109 bars, do you blame the bars or do you blame the person who's drinking at those bars? And it's like, no, you need to understand that the reason why Jewish people were kicked out of those countries, right? So historically, Jewish people were blamed for, killing Jesus Christ. And that's like the big thing. Like,
Is that not true though?
I mean, the Romans killed Jesus.
I understand, but they put him up.
But they put him. So I mean, I'm not gonna debate religion.
No, I'm not. I'm just
no. I'm just saying because it is. But the thing is like you can't. Personally, I'm a Christian. I'm an Orthodox Christian.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus Christ taught forgiveness. He taught, forgive your enemies, turn the other cheek. I love that message. I think it's the greatest thing that Jesus ever said.
Right.
And so, I mean, we need to forgive these people, if they're being accused of this or that. So, but that's the pretext is what I'm giving, is that they were accused in the Middle Ages or whatever. They killed Jesus. We can't trust them, blah, blah, blah. So they were barred from certain jobs, right? You couldn't be this, you couldn't be that, you couldn't be that. In Christianity, you're not allowed to charge interest on loans. That's called like usury. So because Jewish people are not Christian, they were allowed to charge interest.
Right. That's
how you make money, is you charge interest on things. A lot of the times when people would get loans from these Jewish bankers or whatever, they would not be able to pay the loans back. And so instead of paying their loans, which they owed, they would just say, we're going to kill you instead or kick you out of the country to stop those debts. So that's kind of the history of why they've been kicked out of a lot, is they were barred. It's always the same thing. They were barred from certain jobs. Then they became successful in other jobs because it's like sink or swim, and they decided to swim, or they made it work. And then when they got too successful at their jobs, people were like, see, it's a conspiracy. It's like the whole Hollywood thing.
Okay.
Same thing. Like
right.
they were not allowed to be in certain jobs here, so they created Hollywood because they went to California and did all that stuff, and they became successful there. And it's like, oh, see, Jewish people control Hollywood.
So then that's probably why you two said that was hate speech. Because I said exactly that, that these people are really smart. Some way, somehow, they always manage to get the money, and then they take everything pretty much because they own the money and nobody can pay them. And then I said that they own Disneyland, like football teams and all that, right?
I mean, they're very successful.
I did say that they own pornography too, because I know that they own Pornhub too. I know that they're owners of that. Yeah. Somebody that's Jewish, not they, but somebody that's
listen. I think facts are facts. If certain people own certain industries and there's a pattern there, like sure, but I think it takes away from. Well, speaking for Palestine and dealing with that, it doesn't matter if it was a Jewish person who did it, if it was a Buddhist, if it was a Hindu, if it was, it's
just the action.
It's like, I forget, Muhammad al-Kurdi, he's very smart. He's an activist or writer or whatever. He put it, he's like, just because the coincidence it happened to be a Jewish person who kicked me off my land, it doesn't change the fact that I'm going to try and resist it. Like it's if it was a Buddhist or a Hindu or something like that, I would be saying the same thing. But saying that you are like that's what we're seeing in Palestine, right? Is this movement of Zionism, of there should be a Jewish state in historic Palestine. When you innately say that, right? So if you're not Jewish, what rights does that give you? You're automatically a lesser person there, and that's the big issue with Zionism. Is like you can say that Jewish people have a claim to live in Palestine. That's fine. Jewish people there's always been a presence of Jewish people in Palestine or historic Palestine. But saying that it should be a Jewish supremacy state, that's the problem. That's the problem, right?
Right, of course.
Like, think if our country was like, the United States was like, this is a Christian nation, like, not, I mean, and we can debate and say, like, yes, it technically is a
they
Christian,
say it is.
But, like, if it was in the law and that's how the country was founded, as this is a Christian supremacy nation, all other people are, beneath that. I mean, that's an issue, right? Like,
definitely. Yeah, no. See, I had the, I'm probably like, I should watch my words. But I had said exactly what you said, that these people, they own everything, but it's not necessarily like, their fault, because they're smart enough to know how to make money, and if anybody else, it's like today, like, people hate capitalism now, right? They're like, oh, they should share the money. Like every rich person should share the money with everybody else, which, you and I could agree with that. That would be really cool if they did, but economy doesn't work that way.
No, I mean, I'm not the biggest expert on like, the success of socialism or communism and stuff, and it hasn't played out that well. But I think with our unregulated capitalism that we have right now, the divide between, like, in my opinion, I don't think the American dream exists anymore. That's why it's called a dream. It's because you're never gonna achieve it. Like, everyone wants to own their little slice of land. Like we said earlier, you just want to live comfortably,
Yeah.
But it's becoming harder and harder to do that.
It is. There was a point in time, well, I still do, that I thought I've already reached, like, the American dream, because, I feel like I'm well off where I'm at. There's certain things that I would like to accomplish, but overall, if those things weren't there that I wanted to accomplish, they wouldn't matter, because the other things that would be there if this wasn't there to accomplish, then those things would be one that you need to have, which is, have your own house, have a place to live comfortably, pretty much. And I feel like once I have that, I have an okay job. It's not bad. I hate it, but I have an okay job. And, so I feel like I am where I've always wanted to be, because, I'm not sick. I'm healthy.
Thank God, yeah.
Thankfully I am. And, my kids are fine and they're not sick at all. So what else could I ask for, Other than, like, like you saw my board, I have my goals, but that's like, if those things weren't there, they wouldn't really matter. But as far as, like, if those things were not there, but I would need a house to live in, Yeah. And I feel like I've accomplished that. So that's why, like, the rest of the time from here on, where I'm at, I'm like, I'm going to just take it slow, just cruise. Yeah. Whatever happens from here on now. But yeah, I was going to ask something about something else that you said earlier, but I slipped my mind.
Palestine.
Yeah, it was about that.
Okay, well, maybe we'll come back to, maybe you'll hit it when you come back. Yeah.
I usually write it down. I didn't write it down.
Oh, man.
But you were saying that. I was going to ask about is that the temple and the cows, the Hefners. What can you tell about the sacrifice?
I don't know about that. So it's like, again, the whole religious stuff, like, I tend to stay away from, like, the religious side of things, because one, I'm not an expert on Christianity or Judaism or any of that. I'm not an expert on anything. I'm an Orthodox Christian. I go to church when I can. Like today I should have gone, but
thanks, Oscar.
I messed up my foot. No, I messed up my foot. And I don't want to be limping around, but so and I don't know, it just muddies it up too much. So I don't know anything about this, like the red heifer and like the prophecies and things like that. I'm sure it's like a doomsday. Is it a doomsday thing, right?
Like it's gonna put us in like the apocalypse, like whatever Revelation says that's gonna happen.
Right. It's always like the Messiah is gonna come back and like judge people and kill people and stuff like that.
Yeah, right? I thought you knew about that, because I wanted to know, but that's the religious side of it.
Yeah,
right?
like there's always the religious justification for things, right? And I don't think it's, because it's all that, to me, that's a matter of perspective, right? There's people who think this is the true path to God. This is the true path to God. And it's like, that's a matter of that's, in my opinion, that's a matter of opinion at some point. You believe that you're going to heaven if you follow this set of rules. I believe I'm going to heaven if I follow this set of rules. But I can look at a historical thing or something that's happening in the news, and yes, you can try and spin it and manipulate it and do this or justify it, but it's like facts are facts when it comes to that. So that's where I like to stay grounded in.
Okay, yeah. So. Yeah, no, I understand that. Understandable.
So I want to know, because like I said, I've watched the podcast, I've seen the clips, and you bring up a lot of controversial topics and a lot of like what I would say are conspiracy theories. And like, I think you play devil's advocate and try to give like both, some perspective.
Yeah.
I want to
know, my perspective.
Yeah, which ones do you actually believe? Like, which ones do you actually believe in?
I do not believe most of the stuff that I say. Like,
you do not believe.
Does that make sense?
No.
Okay.
No.
All right. Like, for example, give me an example. Which one would you like to know?
Oh man,
Because there's so many of them.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. No, but like the one where you, in your heart of hearts, believe it. You know, like I'm working on a stand-up bit about it, but I can't pinpoint the specific conspiracy theory that I want to land on. Right? The joke is that like I think that like they're putting hormones in cow's milk to like make women's breasts bigger over the years. Like that's the joke conspiracy theory that I want to get into, but. I obviously have no proof or anything like that, but
well, that's true that they do put hormones on it.
Yeah.
That makes the either on chickens or beef, right? They put hormones on chicken to make them grow faster.
Yes,
Well, once we eat that, we ingest that, all those hormones are going to go with us, and that's why you probably see a lot of like younger kids like looking like, what the hell? Right. You're only 13 and you look like you're 18 already.
I mean, that could just be genetics. Like I was really tall in first grade, and everyone thought I was like the teacher's aide. Like when I was coming in, like, I'm 6'4" right now.
You are tall, yeah.
And like I started growing facial hair when I was like 11 or 12 or whatever. Like a little, a little dirt mustache or whatever. Yeah. But so I don't know. Like to me, it's like, oh, maybe everyone just has Arab genetics now, and they just get hairy early.
What year did you graduate from high school?
2010. Yeah.
I graduated 08.
Well, I don't want to say it on. I don't want people.
Oh, just Riverside.
Yeah, okay.
Riverside. Okay, yeah. Well, this is what I've noticed too. I've looked at pictures for like teenagers from like the 70s.
Yeah.
Have you seen them? I'm pretty sure you know where I'm going with this.
Yes.
They look so much older than people now. And that's like around the time that they started putting hormones on all the food that we eat. So I mean, I don't know if it's a correlation or not, but I feel like there is, because they put those hormones in the chicken. Well, we ingest that chicken. It's got to go somewhere. Mm-hmm. It doesn't just, fall out.
So my understanding of the whole hormone chicken thing is like that used to be true for a while, but now they can't inject them anymore. Like they always say they don't. Because growing up, I never had chicken wings in the house. Like,
do you believe them that they don't?
I don't know. I mean, the meat industry is like another thing. Like it's crazy what they do there.
Because I know chicken, they dip it in chlorine. They dip chicken in chlorine too. Yeah. So we're eating all that too. I find out about all this stuff, and then I question: should I be eating chicken anymore? Should I be eating meat anymore? But at the end of the day, is you got to eat. What am I going to do? Not eat?
I mean, I've been vegan for the last 4 weeks for Lent. So
how is that? Oh, for Lent.
Yeah. So I have a stand-up bit on it, and it's like one of my favorite ones that I do. But like, and I can only do it during like Easter time, which is funny. But so I'm like I said many times, I'm Orthodox Christian. So we do 40 days of being vegan for our fast, and because Catholics, they do no meat on Fridays from Ash Wednesday up until Easter. We start on Monday, so 2 days before Ash Wednesday, and then we call it Clean Monday. So Clean Monday up until Easter, we are vegan for 40 days, and so
no meat whatsoever.
No meat, no cheese, no dairy of any kind. The only thing protein-wise you're allowed to eat, other than like pea protein, is shrimp. Shrimp, mussels, lobster, crab, like bottom feeders.
Okay.
They're not considered like animals; they're considered insects. So
right. Yeah, they are technically, yes.
So, you say you got to eat. I've been vegan for 4 weeks now. This is my 3rd year doing it.
How do you feel?
Man, this one's been tough. The first year I did it, it was like I was like, you're supposed to do it. It's part of the faith. Like you're supposed to fast. I did it, and it was tough, and I bought all these like vegan products, which the thing is, they're all trying to mimic meat. They're all trying to mimic dairy. Like that's what really, it's like fake mayonnaise, plant-based mayonnaise, plant-based Impossible burgers, plant-based Impossible, and they all taste like chicken. They're not close.
It's similar.
But it's like, that's cheating to me. Like that seems like it's cheating. I'll still eat them because, like you said, you got to eat. Like yesterday, I was so frustrated. I was at that party, right? It was like a lit Mexican party.
Tacos everywhere.
The tacos guy, and I was like, "Please, do you have camaron?" Like, and he's like, "No, I'm sorry, only carne asada or pollo." And I was like, "No, please, I can't."
You're hurting me right now.
Literally, I just had a plate of 2 tortillas, rice, and beans, and I was like, "This is sad."
It's just proteins from the beans, and that's it, right? Yeah, no, I suggest. Well, can you take some type of vitamins during that time?
I feel like I'm getting all my nutrients that I need,
Yeah.
right? Like I eat a lot of beans, lentils, rice. The shrimp helps a lot. I do shrimp like once or twice a week.
But the B12 from the meat you're not getting.
yeah, but I don't.
Yeah.
I'm not,
maybe
I'm
maybe
not noticing
oh.
anything.
No, I'm just
Yeah.
thinking out loud. Let's see
Yeah.
what you could get away with
Yeah.
when you're doing it the way you're doing. Not get away with, but like another
A
alternative.
supplement.
Yeah, a
And
supplement.
no,
yeah.
a lot of people have different reactions to it, right? Like I was at a vegan restaurant in Los Angeles like 2 weeks ago, right? Because I had watched a comedy show and wanted to go out afterwards, and so we just Googled like vegan restaurant, and everything was vegan there. It was like all Asian food vegan. And I'm talking to my sister who's doing it for the first time this year, and she's struggling with it. She's like, I miss meat. The meat's easy. Like I don't need the meat. It's the dairy because everything has eggs and milk in it.
Yeah, it's hard to get away from that. Huh?
But so we're sitting there and like this. It's been so hard this year. Like this is my third year, and it's like this is the hardest one for sure. And this guy next to us, he's long blonde hair, like, excuse me, I couldn't hear, but over, are you new vegans? I'm like, well, we're temporary, and he said, so what's your experience been like for being vegan? And I was like, what's your experience been? He's like, I've been a vegan for 15 years now.
Holy shit.
And he's like, he said he was from Arizona. He was a 4th generation cattle rancher. And I wanted to ask him about like the meat industry and stuff as well too. But he's like, yeah, as soon as I gave up meat and dairy, my skin cleared up. My hair got like better. Like he's like, my dick grew 2 inches. Like that's basically what he was saying, is all these miracles that happen.
Yeah, no, well, he definitely lost the gut then if it grew.
Yeah, I mean, I lost 20 pounds last year when I did it. 2023 when I did it, I lost 20 pounds on it. But I was also walking around a lot. I was not eating any protein, like obviously. So I felt like I was slimmer, but I wasn't built. Now I'm like at the gym. And so I feel more, not lean, like my energy feels good, but I'm not losing weight super fast. I lost 5 pounds so far.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
That you're not losing weight because you're not eating meat.
Yeah.
I would have thought you would have been losing weight faster.
Yeah.
That's so interesting.
I don't know.
Fat. But after that, you go back to eating regular, or
So that's the thing I'm worried about, because this guy at the restaurant was like, some people after they go back, like if they decide not to be a vegan anymore, they become lactose intolerant because their body's not used to dairy anymore. Or they have meat and they get sick from it because their body's just not used to it. So I was freaking out. I was like, my first meal after this is going to be like In-N-Out. And I don't want to feel sick after eating In-N-Out. So I don't know.
you're already planning for it too. You're like, I want some right
No,
now.
the whole week I have like a fatty calendar afterwards. So Sunday it'll be like the day you can eat everything is
just
Easter.
to ease yourself in, or
Yeah.
okay.
No, I'm not going to ease myself. I'm going full.
You're going for it.
Yeah.
Huh?
So like Easter, we're probably going to have like you've probably seen My Big Fat Greek Wedding. Like we have Lent. It's a good movie. I recommend everyone.
I
watch
might
it.
have.
So good. It personifies the foreign struggle in this country for like people from some parts of Europe and the Middle East perfectly.
Oh, okay. So I need to watch that shit to get some cultural reference.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
but yeah, lamb. You always have lamb on Easter. So I'm gonna eat a bunch of lamb on Easter Sunday. Then Monday, it's either In-N-Out or Chick-fil-A. I haven't decided yet, but
You know what's weird? I remember like all this, like the Ash Wednesday and all that. I remember it was further in April. Am I right or am I wrong?
So it changes every 4 years. It's kind of like a leap year thing. So like Orthodox Christians go on a different calendar than the Catholics. So the Catholics split off from us in 1054. It's called the Great Schism, whatever.
Yeah.
But so we use a different calendar. We use the Jewish calendar because that's what Jesus went off of. Catholics use the Julian calendar.
Right.
So there's always a 2-week difference. So this year, because of leap years or whatever the heck it is, it's the same. So usually our Easter and our Christmas and everything is 2 weeks past the Catholic one. But this year, it's Easter's the same day for all of us.
No, but
It's later,
because I
though,
was raised Catholic, so I'm supposed to be Catholic, but I'm really not because I don't follow any of the guidelines that I'm supposed to follow. I become a deviant, but
I think Catholicism has become like. Because my mom's Catholic.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so my mom's Catholic, my dad's Orthodox. I was baptized Orthodox. So I kind of know both sides. Like, to me, the Catholicism is very strict. It's very like hellfire and brimstone.
Yeah.
Like you're a you're a sinner.
You're going to hell.
And that's a hard pill to swallow for a lot of people. It's like, I'm just trying to live my life, man. And you're telling me I'm like a bad person.
And you're telling me he died for my sins, but I wasn't alive then.
Oh, really? That's funny. That's interesting.
That's my answer every time somebody tells me that. I wasn't even alive then. How is that my fault?
So I can see why a lot of people I see it in our societies a lot too. It's like everyone's like, oh, we need to go back to like, Christianity and all that. But it's like, you have the Catholic Church, which is very strict and very like, you're going to hell, you're a bad person, blah, blah. Then you have these like, what I call like white people churches, like Protestants, Methodists, and they're like rock churches. They're like, you go in there and it's like a rock concert. And again, I'm not judging anyone. Be religious, don't be religious. It's you're responsible for your own thing.
Yeah, you're the one that's gonna go to hell.
I mean, I'm not. That's not my. My aunt put it really perfectly. She's like, as Orthodox Christians, we're only concerned about our own salvation. We don't care. Like to my knowledge, the Orthodox Church didn't go and colonize like countries and like force native people to like convert or die. Like
those damn Catholics.
Like, a lot of Orthodox missionaries went to Alaska. And all they did was translate the Bible into their language, and they said, "Hey, you can read it, or you don't have to read it." Like
seems much more like the way to do it. I think, right?
Yeah, that's why.
Just present it to them. Here's what we believe. You like it or not? It's yours if you want it.
Yeah, it's not like, hey, you're worshiping the wrong thing. We're going to kill you
if you don't start worshiping Jesus or the Virgin Mary, right? Yeah. That's what a lot of the Catholics. Well, the Roman Catholics did that. That's my only problem with my side of like religion that I'm supposed to be at. That all the things that they've done, and but it's like you said, turn the other cheek, right? That's what the Bible. That's what I was taught too. I don't believe that. But it's
hard.
Yeah, no, but that's why it's hard. But I say that I don't believe it, but when somebody does something to me, I'm just like, all right, whatever. I'm not like trying to get back at someone when someone does something to me. And I think people should be like that too. Yeah. And I did remember what I was going to say about fast, but I forgot it again.
No, shit. Okay, I want to go back to the hormones thing with the.
Oh yes.
With go on. So it's like, that's the joke, right? Is that they're putting the hormones in beef and chicken, and it caused women's breasts to get bigger, and that's what caused a lot of men to be into bigger breasts in the 90s and 2000s. That's why I'm like a boob guy. But now I feel like the emphasis is more on nice asses. Like everyone doesn't really care about big breasts. They only care about like having a nice ass, having a BBL or whatever. And that's why I'm out of touch with the world now, is because like I'm a boobs guy in an ass world now.
That could work. Yeah, I see the narrative. I see
that's why Hooters is shutting down. It's a big conspiracy theory. Like that,
Yeah, you can link it up with that. Yeah, no, that makes sense. That's
Where
good.
Where my boob guys at? Come on.
Yeah. No, that's interesting. Okay, pull up one of the. Okay, so, you like the one over there sitting. Go to keep it open like that. That one, yeah, that's the one. Now, do you like surprises?
Let's see it. Yeah,
I
like a little surprise.
Okay, hold on.
Actually, I can't lie. I like everything organized and planned. I don't like surprises.
Oh yeah, no, I don't like surprises either. Either tell me what's going on or what.
Yeah.
Now, or what do you prefer, a surprise or a prank?
I hate pranks. I'll be honest, like these YouTube pranksters and Instagram prankers. Dude.
Well, there's certain pranks that I'm okay
harmless.
with.
Yes, they're harmless.
Yeah. Like the ones like I don't know, I think it was the Nelk Boys. The ones who are like, we have a bunch of coke in the back. With the cops pulled them over. The cops pulled them over. He's like, I can't take it anymore. We have a bunch of coke in the back.
Okay.
And then the cop starts pulling everybody out of the car. And then they look at the car, open it up, and there's just a bunch of cans of coke.
That one's borderline for me. Maybe I'm a hard ass. I just don't find them that fun. Like the ones that I find funny there was like this Canadian YouTube channel, like Just for Laughs, I think it was called. And they would do these pranks where like they would have a fake porta potty or whatever. And,
I can't.
And no. But so it's a real porta potty, whatever. There's no cameras, or it's not like an invasion of privacy. But they'll change the front of the door when they finish their business. It'll be like a boardroom with like people in there, so it looks like when you open the door, you're in a boardroom with executives and stuff.
You're in the wrong room.
Yeah, and it's harmless. It's not like you're embarrassing them. Or the one that made me laugh is like there's construction workers and they have like the flag to deter, to make traffic go a certain way. And he's like, hey, I got to go to the bathroom. Can you please hold the flag for me? And it's just like a red flag, like on your background there. And the person's like, yeah, sure, whatever. And then behind them, a bunch of protesters start coming with the same red flag. And then the police show up on the other end. Like, you could probably pull it up if you have the internet access here.
Pull it, go to the youth, like I told you.
Yeah. So that one's harmless
to
me.
What is that one called?
I think Just for Laughs flag prank on YouTube. You could probably search for something like that.
Just for Laughs prank.
Yeah, flag.
Construction
prank.
flag.
Or flag, flag prank or something like that. Ones are hard. But, you've seen these YouTube pranksters and Instagrammers getting shot, like, in real life.
Yeah.
Dude, I saw one, this guy.
That's well deserved, though.
I agree 100%.
Well, see, like that, like pranks like that, they would like annoy shit that would annoy me is like, all right, I get annoyed, but I'll get over it quick. Yeah. But when shit like that, like, gets to the point where like you're about to get shot, like, hey, dude, what the fuck are you doing? That's not even funny. And you know what pisses me off about the most about those things? Did you pull it up?
Yeah, that first one. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah,
click on it.
Yeah, this was like this to me is harmless prank.
Put the volume down. A little higher. There's
fine. No talking in it. It's just music.
It's
I
just
think.
See, this is the one, right?
Yeah, so he's like, hey, hold this flag. Can you please, like, we're doing a survey. Can you please, which, like, why would you just, fall?
But who holds a flag like that, though?
That's what I'm saying. Is like, who listens to, like, the directions that well? But this is the funny part to me. It's like, I don't know. It's harmless to me. There's, like, a protest.
How do you not feel that bunch of people behind you too, though? I don't know about you, but I can feel someone walk behind me.
That was I was about to ask.
Yeah. Yeah. And he's just...
See, that's great. He doesn't know what to do. See, nobody gets hurt. It's just a laugh, right?
Exactly, right? And...
He's like, what do I do? Where do I go? That's a good one. That's a good one to get. But imagine how many people you need for that, though.
Right. To me, that one's harmless, right? It's not like the ones where
he's all like, no, I don't want any of it.
He's putting his hands up. Oh man,
that's funny.
The Asian guy's freaking out. I love that. And see, they say at the end, it's just a prank. You're good. They're all happy.
Everybody, no one's hurt.
All right. And it's just the internet subculture now, or the internet culture now of you need shock value for stuff, right? Like these on the street interviews of people in Austin, Texas, or these popular nightclub areas, and they're like, "Oh, so what's your body count? Like, what's the wildest thing you've done?" Or like,
it's just the what is it called? The clickbait that they want.
Yeah, exactly. And
well. You're definitely not going to like this type of prank.
Oh, let's hear it. No.
Go ahead, pull that one up.
I'm not going to be a wet blanket about it, so.
All right, let's see. Start it over. Well, I mean, go ahead. Play it. Make sure there's volume a little. Yeah. You're not going to like this type of pranks. This is just a dick move.
Is that an airbag? Like a car airbag?
They put an airbag at the bottom of the seat and they blew her up. Play it one more time. Let Shadi watch it again. Look at that. She landed upside down too. And now get ready for that chair. You're like, my legs already messed up. You can take it off. See?
So what do you think?
What do I think? I think they fucked her back up. That's what I think.
Saying,
there's no way her spine is not hurting after that.
No. And it's fine. It's just for two
seconds of laughter.
Cheap laughter, and you scroll to the next video, and
that's it.
Like, dude, that's the thing, man. Like, I always talk about meme culture back when we were like in high school. a meme would last like a week or two or a month or something. You would see it would go through the cycle, right? You see it the first time, it's kind of that's kind of fun. Like that kid with the sand in his hand, the baby, like success baby or something.
Oh yes.
Yeah, and it's like, oh my god, it's so funny. And then it's like, oh, when you go to the bathroom and you don't need a wipe or something. Good job, It's like,
That's a good one.
Yeah, right.
I could have never thought of that.
And then it just goes the whole cycle where it's just not funny anymore. And then it's like, okay, on to the next one, and that would be a month. Now it's like a day. Like you'll see something like a day like that. I'm surprised that Hawk Tua girl stretched out her fame for 15 minutes of fame for
She got
long.
a podcast out of it. She got a meme coin out of it, and she walked away with the meme coin for over like $50 million in her pocket.
She pumped and dumped it, dude. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't mean I'm not mad at what she did. I'm just mad at the people who fell for it.
Exactly. So that's my big thing with the internet. That's where I think I've matured as a person on the internet. Is I used to get mad at the people making the content. This guy's a freaking idiot. Doing these prank channels, doing whatever, and it's like, well, I don't consume it. I don't watch it. Who are these idiots who are watching it and be like, dude, this is so funny, hoo hoo hoo.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of them. You know what's funny? I was thinking right now that you said in school the memes would last longer.
Yeah.
That's funny because when I graduated, that's when like the whole internet is it MySpace? MySpace was starting to come up. So, so I didn't get a chance to go through like the meme culture when the meme culture started, there was probably what we would consider they were memes back in the day, too, that would go on like text threads or something like that. But as far as like online memes, like I didn't go through that in high school. I was already out of high school in a way. Because like I said, I graduated at 8. You graduated at 10. So you did see the start of that in high school. That's interesting.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
No, I mean, it's very interesting. The history of the internet in general, and just when people's first kind of interaction, exposure to it really first began, that's important. So for me, I got on the internet late. I think I was in high school when I first got on the internet, not so much like middle school and elementary school, like a lot of people back in the day were exposed to, where it was like text threads or random websites. The only like website that I really remember being on is newgrounds.com. That was kind of like before YouTube, before it had flash games on it. It had videos on it. There were a lot of animators on it. And like, that's where you would see a lot of like what the early memes would be on there. But it was so niche to the people who were just on the website. Mm-hmm. But then you saw MySpace, and that really wasn't like the wall that people had on like Facebook, right?
Yeah, no, it's
like,
different.
Yeah, that MySpace was always an interesting time because like you customized your page or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
it's weird. Everybody learned to code before even coding was a thing. Like I knew how to do my page and everything, but what everybody hated about MySpace was how laggy it was too. Remember the more shit you had on your page,
it took a long time. I remember this was the crazy high school crazy drama from high school where I was either a freshman or sophomore. I remember this, where a guy was dating this girl, and they were like, cute couple on MySpace or something like that. And then when they broke up, he made his background picture a collage of all her nudes that she had ever sent him. And everyone's like, oh my God. This is like first case of revenge porn that I've ever seen. And I'm like, this is horrible. This is really
don't do that.
Yeah, no. But it was just like you said.
Now you go to jail for that.
Yeah, like the coding part of it. That was like, oh my God, how did he get the collage on there? I thought you could only do a single image and repeat it.
Yeah, a lot of us learned to do that too. Then, but if you try to make me do something like that now, I don't remember.
Yeah, I'm always curious about people's consumption of the internet nowadays, because I get a report on my phone every Sunday of like, you use the phone like 6 hours this week, a day, 6 hours a day this week. And like sometimes I'll be playing music, or I'll be, have a YouTube video in the background when I'm working. Yeah. Like, so I don't count that as much. But how often are you on your phone? And this is for both of you, because I kind of would like the generational difference, right? Like, how often are you just on your phone scrolling, or just?
Well, my scrolling is like, a lot of the times when I'm like scrolling is like I'm looking for videos for the podcast. Because that's what I use it for. But just scrolling, it would be daily, probably like maybe 2 hours. 3 hours on a bad day. It's probably all day. When I'm like, I'm not gonna do nothing today. I'm just gonna lay here and just watch videos. But but what my report says is like you've used it 2 hours less than last week, 2 hours or 1 hour more than last week or stuff like that. And I don't go into depth into looking like exactly how much I've used it, but sometimes I do use it a lot. But them,
I basically just use my phone all day.
Yeah, but what are you doing on there all day? That's like, are you texting people? Are you like?
Well, yeah, just sending videos to a couple of my friends and just texting them.
So that, like, I don't count that as being on your phone to me, because that's like, you're just talking with your friends, you're sending memes. Like, that would kind of be back in the day, like, you're just texting a friend or you're calling them on the phone or whatever.
After 9 p.m.
Yeah, after and then AT&T or Singular at the time, it was 7 p.m.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
So that's you want to talk about, like, something really, we can get back to it too, but like how pornography has made TVs better. Like, have you seen that? The direct correlation between porn and like the price of TVs and the quality of TVs is directly related.
Is it?
Yeah. So like, but I want to finish this.
Okay.
First,
Yes. Go ahead.
So, but like, other than that, are you just like, do you have TikTok?
No.
I don't have TikTok either. So like, do you just sit there and scroll videos, or are you just sending stuff to your friends? Like,
sometimes send and sometimes I just watch YouTube videos.
yeah. So I don't know. Do you know people who you would be like, you're on your phone way too much? Like, no, yeah, Like, I think my sister is on her phone way too much. She's just scrolling. Because I'll hang out with her, and she's playing a TikTok video at 2 times speed, and just blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, you can understand that?
How do you do that?
Yeah. And she's like, yeah, because her attention span has like gone down, I think, from the TikTok and stuff.
Holy, you know what? I've seen that feature, and there's been a time where I'm like trying to learn something, and I'm gonna speed it up because I want this process faster so I can do what I need to do. Like, I think I was repairing my car, and I was doing something, and I was watching a video, and I'm just gonna speed it up. And even then, it was a little complicated. But now, just to be scrolling like that, I mean, I can see how it is easy, but like, don't you want to get the full effect of the video?
I don't know, man. I mean,
that's interesting that her attention span is shortened, so much shortened that she has to speed up the videos.
Yeah, and I'll do it too. Like, for the same thing when I'm learning how to build something or I'm learning how to do something, and they always give the intro like, "Hey everyone, I want to
hear all that.
Brian 2569. I'm going to teach you how to like, transplant tomatoes into your garden." It's like, just tell me what to do. Like, I don't need it's like for a CPR video or something. I don't need like don't forget to hit the like button.
Yeah.
I need to know how to do CPR. But back to pornography and TVs, right? It's like you can see it, right? Like, the reason why video quality has gotten better, why recording cameras have gotten better, is because porn, like they want the quality to be better, right? Like, porn videos were the first one, like not the first, but they were the big push into VHS, then DVDs, and to accessibility on the internet itself. Like, our video playback systems are where they are now. Yeah, or from that. Other than YouTube, right? But like, before YouTube in 2007, 2006, whenever it was, like,
That's interesting. That the only thing I knew that porn had changed in society was like body hair. That's the only thing I knew about it. But interesting, the TV changed it. That's interesting.
And then you need a better, as the cameras have gotten better and the quality's gotten better, because you obviously want to see all the follicles and all the details. Right. You also needed better TV to watch it, right? It's like video games. Like, just because the new Xbox can be in like, I don't know, the highest
4K, 8K or 4K.
8K or 4K. You need an 8K TV.
Yeah,
you need a better TV.
Otherwise, it makes no sense to have it, right?
Exactly. So if this porn is in 4K, you need a 4K TV for it. Let's build more 4Ks.
Wow. And TVs have gotten so much cheaper than before. Before, when flat screens TV came out, they were like, what, $5,000, $6,000 for a TV, right?
Yeah.
Something like that.
I remember getting one for
what I mean?
$2,000, and it was a deal. It was a 720p 37-inch TV or something. And
you could get that for like $120 right now.
And that was $2,000. I remember, like, because I saw it on a Best Buy ad or Circuit City ad or whatever, and I was like, this TV is going to be the greatest TV ever. You know,
Now?
it's only 5 inches thick. Like
Now you got you know that they have those things that you can put on the wall and they're like plug into each other and you can watch TV like that. I mean, but that's like the newest tech that they have.
what do you mean they plug in?
It's like tiles.
Oh, like LED tiles.
Yeah.
So you have like the Las Vegas sphere in your house, basically.
Yeah, pretty much. And that's pretty much high graphics too.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I wonder where we're going. See, that's another conspiracy that I believe in. I believe that they got I don't know if it's extraterrestrial or if it's old technology that they've came across.
Interesting.
You know, that I believe that too, but that they have some shit that they're not showing us. Like for example, the TikTok that they saw off the San Diego coast over here. I don't know if you're aware about that one.
From back in the day, like
2014,
yes,
I think.
yeah, I know
Okay.
that one. Yeah.
Okay, well that one, guess whose spaceship was that?
I don't know.
Lockheed Martin's.
Oh, so it was an experimental.
It is all the things that we've seen, but I don't know. Have you seen any? Do you? What time do you leave your house in the morning for work?
I work from home.
Oh, you're
I
so
don't-
lucky.
I'm
I
very
envy you.
blessed. I'm very blessed.
I envy you.
I
Give me your job.
mean, you can apply. You can apply for
You
it.
can apply.
Yeah, you can apply for it.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, that's what I would look at. But all I know is construction. I mean, I know other things like this, like technical, like the audio and all this.
This is great.
I know a lot about it too because I've learned it throughout the time. Because like I said, I've been doing this podcast since 2019.
Wow.
I started it right before the pandemic, right? And when I did, I think it was the 3rd or the 4th episode I did by myself. I said, with my luck, as soon as I get my shit together, the world will come to an end.
That's so funny.
And then the pandemic happened, and I was like, well, here it is.
Your because you've probably done a few episodes on the pandemic and like the causes of that and things. Can you give me like a high level, like your thoughts on that?
Well, in 2019, I did a podcast with, I think he's still on Instagram as Huey Media. He does news and all that. We were talking about how it was leaked from a lab, how it was leaked from a lab. And we talked about all this conspiratorial things about it. Yeah. And then like as soon as I posted it, I think it only got like 1 or 2 views. YouTube took it down. They were like, "Oh no, you're
false information."
Yeah, false information. That's what they hit me with. But now, look, that same information that we were talking about it on that episode. Now all that's true. I mean, everybody else was also talking about it, you know, and a lot of people lost episodes on that too. But now it's accepted science. Now it's like, oh yeah, it did come from a lab.
Wow,
it's not a conspiracy anymore.
Again, it's one of those things where once you don't hear it in the news cycle anymore, you don't.
Oh, it came out of a lab. They said even CNN is saying it now too. So
I'll need to look at that. Yeah,
yeah.
That's crazy, man.
And like the eggs, do you know why the eggs are so expensive now?
I mean, the cycle that I've heard from the news is it's bird flu. It's like 3 rounds of bird flu have killed off the certain flock, and we've bred chickens. Because you were saying like the reason why chickens are so big because they inject them with hormones and stuff. I don't know if that's true or not. The reason I've heard from it is that we've bred chickens to grow faster and to have bigger breasts. Again, bigger breasts.
It always comes up.
Yeah, it always comes back to tits. Like no, but yeah, there's like a breed that grows really fast, but they're like small, and there's a breed that grows really slow, but they get huge, and so they crossbred those two, and that's why we have fast-growing big chickens.
That makes sense.
So my whole point is that that's the only type that's around now because they grow fast. They're the meat. Well, the whole thing. Okay, sorry. There's only a certain types of chickens that are commercially available or produced at a large number for eggs and for meat.
Okay.
They're not the same type of chicken. The ones you want for eggs produce big eggs quickly and a lot, right? Mm-hmm. The ones you grow for meat grow very quickly and they grow very big, but they're 2 different types. That's what they were saying is like, how come the price of chicken meat has stayed the same, but egg prices have gone up? Because the bird flu only affected the ones that laid the eggs and not the ones that you use for meat. But
what I would ask is, so the bird flu knows which chicken lays eggs and which chicken doesn't lay eggs?
Well,
or is it because their immune system?
Yes, yeah, because that breed is probably better at handling those types of infectious diseases rather than the other.
Right.
But it's like herd immunity, right? It's kind of like, again,
one gets it and then they all get immune to it.
Yeah, it's like if we all go, like, okay, let's say if vaccines didn't exist or a world before vaccines, everybody would get the same sickness, right? The weak ones would die off, and the ones who have immunity to it would either survive or be immune to it. And we're all just left in the society, and we have that immunity in us forever.
But see, the worry was that virus could get into humans. That was the worry, right? But
the jump, yeah.
There was like only like we've been reading news every Saturday. Every Saturday we read news, right? We read articles and stuff like that, and we came across articles about the bird flu. And then the last one we read, I think they said it was only like one person might have gotten sick from it, maybe. But there's other articles that do say that it's not effective in humans, that they just kill them just for like political reasons. They kill all those chickens. I don't know. I don't know if that one's true or not. But the thing is, the eggs are really damn expensive, and I have chickens, and none of them have died from like bird flu or anything like that, or died from that matter. One of them messed up her leg, and then we had to get rid of that one because it couldn't walk anymore. Like it jumped on the fence on the cage, and its leg got caught in there, and like we didn't get on time on it, so one of his legs had popped out. So that one we did have to get rid of, but it had nothing to do with like a flu or anything like that.
But you're also how many do you have? Like,
well, we had 3.
Okay, you have 3 chickens.
Yeah,
I'm sure they're outdoor chickens. They're taken care of really well. They've got all the love and attention they need. It's not 10,000 chickens in a factory farm where they're shitting on top of each other.
Yeah, and they make them lay eggs. Did you know about that? They make them lay eggs.
They just like force lights on them constantly. Because my dad had chickens for a little bit. He loved them. We had 5 chickens, I think, and in the summertime, they lay a lot of eggs because the sunlight's more. And then in the wintertime, there's not that much. They're laying once every 3 or 4 days or whatever it was.
It varies.
And if they're stressed, like if you move them, they'll stop, you probably know, they won't produce eggs for a few days.
Yeah, until they get accustomed to where they are at. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, but that's the reason. I mean, I don't know if it's true or not. I mean, like, but the thing is that eggs did get really expensive. Now they're getting cheaper though. I mean, they've gotten. I think they've gone down half its price.
Yeah, I think I saw like $6 or $7 for a dozen the last time I went to the store, which we're far away from like
13, 14.
Yeah, at Aldi, I think like a year ago we were seeing 75 cents for a dozen.
Yeah, that's where I get mine.
Yeah, so I mean, it just so happens I'm on this vegan diet, so I haven't had to touch an egg. Which
fortunate.
Yeah, well, I mean, I love eggs in the morning. Like it's such an easy. Breakfast is so hard. I don't like oatmeal, so maybe that's why. But
when you're not fasting, what time do you have your first meal?
11.
11. That's still fasting. What time do you have your last meal?
So I do intermittent. Yeah, I try to do the intermittent fasting.
Oh, okay.
Well, I mean, I need to lose more weight.
Well, that's why you're not gaining weight because you do that intermittent fasting, right? That's why you don't gain weight.
I'd like to hope so. Yeah.
Well, that's why I do it because I eat whatever.
Yeah, but you do it within your window. So
yeah, I do it in my
11
window.
11 a.m. to 7 p.m. When's your window?
It varies from 9 to 11. Depends what time I go to lunch at work, right? So either from that time, but after 5, I'm not consuming any food.
Good for you.
I'll do water, soda, whatever, but no food whatsoever.
That's the thing is like after I have my last meal at like 6, 7 o'clock, whenever it is, like I don't get hungry at 11. Like maybe I've gotten used to it now, where it's like it'll be 10 or 11. I'm like, I just need to go to sleep. Like I'll go to bed hungry. I don't care. Like I don't care.
Yeah. I kind of enjoy that feeling. When like I hate it, but I like it.
Right, because you're losing weight. Like I'm hungry, I'm losing weight. I'm not gonna starve. Like you're mentally, you're like I'm not starving.
Like I got a couple burritos over here and over here. That's what I call it. No, every time I start feeling like that, I'm like, yes, my body is eating itself, so it's all right. I'm renewing my cells. That's what it is. Yeah, pull up another one. Pick one, whatever. All right.
Viewer's choice.
Let's see.
Oh no.
You like doing work at home, right? You work from home?
Yeah, you got to take care of your house. Let's see what this guy's doing.
Well, let's watch this guy fix his house.
Oh no, he's leaning it on the trash.
You can already tell what's wrong, right?
No.
You ever done something like that?
I can't say I've leaned a ladder on a trash can.
An empty trash can, for that matter.
Can. Why wouldn't you? What's he? Okay, it's clear he's trying to get on the roof, right? Why not lean it on the corner, like?
Play it.
Yeah, on the corner of the brick. But I guess that propane tank or whatever.
But go on the other side of the tank. I mean, it'll be a reach to stand on that, or maybe he doesn't want to get up there either. I don't know what the fuck he's doing, to be honest.
That reminds me of, remember during the pandemic when everyone was bored, they were doing the milk crate challenge.
Yes,
that reminds me of the same way, like
imagine people not having anything to do, right?
To just get milk crates and try and like stack.
When you think of that challenge, which video do you think of?
I think of like I want to say these like Mexican dudes.
Milk crate challenge.
Yeah, there was these Mexican guys who were doing it. Or no, I think of the old black man who was doing it.
I came down.
And his legs are like shaking like crazy when he's doing it.
Milk crate challenge when I came down.
So funny.
That's the only one that I could think of that I remember seeing. I know there was a lot of people that messed each other up. Yeah. Imagine
again, just for 15 seconds of fame. And we don't know what happens. Like, what if this person's spine is still messed up from it years later?
I wouldn't doubt it. If I had to take a wild guess.
And how embarrassing, like, to go, years later, right? Like, let's say you need physical therapy from it. It's like, okay, can you tell me what caused the injury? Oh, you remember the milk crate challenge in 2021? Like,
that was me.
I went
viral.
Yeah.
This was milk crate challenge. Black guy. Yeah.
I think it's that fourth one.
Okay, go down.
Or the fifth one down, sorry, after broken. Yeah, I think it's that one.
Flick it. Oh, it is? I think it is it.
Yeah.
Put the volume.
Once you make this one, you good, boy. Oh, shit.
Oh!
Y'all just killed somebody.
See, even the camera guy knows it.
Y'all niggas just killed somebody. Y'all niggas just killed somebody.
He landed in the grass. He's fine.
Oh, my God. What the fuck?
And everybody's dying. Look at it.
Oh, my God.
Y'all
niggas just killed somebody.
Oh, man,
What the fuck? That nigga's neck, bro.
That's another thing with the internet, man, is
take it off.
The internet has made national trends national, right? So like this was a national, the milk crate challenge was something everyone was doing all across the country.
Yeah.
So you said you went to high school in the Inland Empire, right?
Yeah.
An Inland Empire phenomenon that like not many, because I lived on the East Coast for a little bit too, but they don't understand what bros are. Like bros and bros and brohos. I'm sure you're around in 2008.
I know, yeah, I know what it is.
You like when I lived on the East Coast, like, man, this guy looks like a bro or a broho, and they're like, what's a bro? And I'm like, raised trucks, SRH, Monster, Metal Militia, like
black talks.
Yeah, and it's like you don't have that. When they think of bro, they're like, oh, you mean like a frat bro? I'm like, no, not the opposite of a frat.
What is a frat? See, I don't know what a frat bro is.
Like someone who's in a fraternity who like date rapes chicks and like yeah. Like have you watched South Park and seen like the PC principal?
I don't. That might have not.
Have you watched South Park? South Park. South Park's great. It's a great cartoon. But there's this character who is like, a fraternity brother who's like,
right.
Bro, fucking Sigma Chi Alpha, like.
Oh, okay.
But he's the opposite. So he is a politically correct frat bro. So he's like, bro, I love how you gave consent to that woman before you had sex with her. Like, that's great. Like
that type of bro.
Yeah. So, but that's the thing. Like these national trends, they take away from regional like things, right? Where it's like only people in Southern California from like the early 2000s to maybe like 2015 would know about bro culture and like SRH and Metal Militia and like that.
I don't think that's a thing no more, huh?
No.
It's done, huh?
I'm glad. Fuck those people. I really hated in high school. Anyone who was a bro or associated with
Where'd you live when you were in high school?
out
here in California,
yeah, out in this area. Yeah.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay. Oh, so you went to high school in this area?
Yeah.
Oh, so you would know a lot of those people because this was a hotbed for that type of people, right?
It was like
that type of people.
Yeah. if you can call
animals.
them people, I mean, for those that don't know, they're the international or out of Cal, like bro culture back in the aughts, like 2006 to 2015, let's say, right? Raised trucks like F-150s, F-250s,
Rangers.
the Ford Rangers as well too. You wore brands like SRH, which I don't even know what it stands for anymore. Metal Militia, Monster, because that was the thing that was coming up. You'd have like a hat, like a flat billed hat. You pretended to race dirt bikes, but you knew nothing about dirt bikes or racing. I don't, but I never claimed to do it. And you were like a low key white supremacist. At the same
low
time.
level.
Yeah, you were a low level white supremacist.
What time are we at? Okay, all right. We're cutting it short. We're not short, but like we're getting close.
Okay. Yeah. So just look up bro culture. I'm sure it's like forgotten in the past.
Look up, pull it up on Google.
Oh no, you don't have to. I'm saying like, the viewers.
Okay.
I've been talking too much, so I don't.
Oh no, it's fine. No. I just the editing is what takes me longer. So that's why I'm like I don't want to go past it at 1:30.
Totally understand.
Pull up another video. Let's see. Yeah. I left a couple there.
Yeah. Did you want to get through all of them? I don't. We can just watch them and stuff.
But we can. Yeah, go ahead. Pull them. Don't pull the ones that we've watched already. Okay. Let's see. Now, okay. Now this is interesting. I don't know what type of nuts you have to have this problem, but check out this kid's problem.
That can't be real. There's no way.
His nuts got stuck in the chair.
Oh my god! It kind of reminds me of like an octopus when it's like squeezing through like a small object. Have you seen an octopus try and go in a bottle or something? Like that's his nuts are just pushing through the little.
Were they moving by itself, or was he spinning, or what the hell was he doing for him to get stuck that way? I know you felt that one. I felt it the first time.
Oof. That's like I think every male just like
like cross their legs right now. Oh, dude, that was good, right? Go ahead, pull the other one. Now pause it.
Oh my god!
Start it over again. Start it over. Play it.
Look at the left side. Yeah, the left side is.
That's why you should look both ways. That's not impressive. This is what's impressive. Look. He gets up and starts walking away.
That's adrenaline. That's pure adrenaline. Right
you think he's okay?
I've been hit by a car before. So
like that?
Not at that speed.
Okay.
And I didn't flip,
Okay.
but I didn't look both ways, as you know. And I was a kid. I was like, I don't know, 2005. So how old was it? Yeah, like 11 or 12 probably.
Okay.
And then didn't look both ways. The guy was going up a hill, thankfully, and then so he wasn't going super fast. Hit me, landed on my butt, and I was like shaking like afterwards.
Of course.
Yeah, but
but it wasn't. You didn't fly like that guy.
No. I probably was
that guy was lucky. He hit his feet hit the windshield. Play one more time. Because his feet hit the windshield. If he would have hit with his head, he would probably have been done. Look at him. Swept. Boom.
It looks like it kind of looks like AI, or it looks like a fake video.
I hope it's fake. Nonetheless, it's hilarious.
Yeah.
I don't know, but it just looks like a one of those like dummy things.
Yeah.
That's why he's saying it looks AI.
Or like in a video game when your character dies and they just kind of like
Yeah. No, I got the feeling. I just thought it was funny the way he walked away. Because he walked away, so I'm assuming he's okay.
I mean, his back.
Well,
is fine.
reports say he's okay. Pull another one. Okay, now when you need help, right? You need help. You expect your first responders to be on their toes. Yeah. Okay, go on. He killed him. If he wasn't dead, he's definitely dead now.
Oh,
Play it again. Imagine he had a broken spine right there. He just fucking sat on him. Look at that.
There's something about fat people falling that is always funny. Like, do you remember that video from like back in high school? Ay, pinche pendejo! That like fat Mexican kid. Yeah, that Yahweh! Yeah.
Well, at the end we'll pull that one up. All right, just so you know what we're talking about. Play the next one. Look at it. We want to see some cool guys. His brain is itchy.
Like half the people, it looks like half the people we do comedy with.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Oh yes. Oh my God, Kevin Ryan. Look at the other cool guy. If he has a booger, he can scrape it off from the inside of his mouth. That left a bad taste in your mouth. I saw that. You're like, there's a booger in my mouth.
That's got to be from cocaine, right? Like, doesn't cocaine burn like a hole
in
your nose?
his case might not be. I think that's the thing that they're born with when their lip
Deviated
is like,
stuff?
no. I forgot what it's called, but they're I think
cleft lip.
Yeah, I think that he might be born that way. Go back to the other guy. Play the other guy. But I think that other guy, this guy, I think that's drugs. That's for sure drugs.
Where's it going?
And his brain, that it's not there. His brain fell out.
He probably is going in his throat for sure.
Yeah, nice. You felt that one, right?
Yeah, I like that.
Do we have more? Okay, let's play this one. You like driving with somebody to drive you, right?
God damn it, Haley! That guy pushed me in the damn road!
Yeah.
That's what happened.
Son of a bitch, get off!
He's still pretending. Look at him. He's still looking for that guy to cut him off.
Fucking shit! Oh, get off! Get off! The guy came, that white car came in there!
What guy? Play it again. Look at him. He dozed off right there.
Oh my.
That guy pushed me in the damn road! Get over, get off! Get off! Get off! Get off! Son of a bitch! Get off!
Have you ever had a driver like that? Have you ever fallen asleep like that yourself?
So I've been
Take it off.
That's hilarious. The dash cam footage, that's amazing. No, I am terrified to like fall asleep at the wheel, so I'm like locked in when I'm driving. But I have a friend who I think because he's super religious, like he will just like he doesn't care if he dies.
He let
like,
Jesus take the wheel.
He literally lets Jesus take the
Wow.
wheel. But we'll be driving back and he'll just start like dozing off. So I'm like, hey, you good? He's like, yeah, I'm fine.
I'm awake.
Yeah.
Exactly like that. Oh, that motherfucker cut me off. Pull off. Look up Yahweh. Put YA. No, on YouTube.
I would just type in fat Mexican kid falls. That's all you need to know. That's like,
yeah, okay, type that.
Like, this was famous on the internet, and from my
Oh, wait.
for like a year.
Because I remember seeing it on MySpace. Yeah, that's I want to say it was 08.
Yeah, and it's like,
Oh, you know that kid got a deal with sneakers in Mexico?
really?
That was the first influencer, as a matter of fact.
Literally,
Yep, that's
first
the one.
right
The first
there,
one.
yeah. Spanish kid falls in the water.
Like, I'm gonna push you in the water. No, don't push me. No, don't push me. You're gonna fall, Alex. No, nothing's gonna happen. Look.
¡Ya, güey! ¡Pinche pendejo, güey! ¡Ya! ¡Pinche vato, güey! ¡Ya nada, güey! ¡Pinche vato, ya, güey!
te bañaste.
Ah, you took a shower, you took a bath.
Pinche pendejo, güey.
Perdón, Edgar, perdón.
He's like, I'm sorry, Edgar. Now go back.
Is that your first time seeing this video?
No,
this?
no. Click that back button on the top. Go back. Yeah, right there. Now, click on that second one right there. This is the commercial that he got. Was over there.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Güey, no se vale empujar el agua. No, hombre, sí, te va a empujar.
That's
no,
hilarious.
Güey, sí, güey. No, güey. Sí, te vas a caer, Edgar. No, güey, no. No pasa nada. No, güey, ya. Está sucio, está sucio. No, güey. Ya, güey. No, güey, ya. Vato, güey, ya nada, güey. Vato, ya, güey. ¡Guardia! ¡Joder, emperador! ¡Arriba, güey! ¡No! ¡Arriba no! ¡Sí, güey! ¡Arriba no! ¡Cámara también!
The camera guy too. I know he got a commercial, but I'm not sure if this is the commercial. Oh yeah, it is it. See?
Rellenas de poder.
See, he got a commercial out of
I didn't
it.
know. It's so good to see him get a happy ending. in
Yeah,
that.
yeah. So that was the first influencer, I guess, so sort of deal back in the
Right.
day.
But yeah, like that today, if you would have seen this video, it's just like, haha, you scroll past the
Done.
next one. Back when we were watching this was like 6 months to a year. You would just see this video it's just funny. People
Yeah.
would make like remixes of it.
Well,
like-
everywhere. I wouldn't say everywhere because there was only one where at the time, but it was like all the time. It was like constantly it would come up.
Well,
Yeah.
actually, I would push back, and I know we're trying to cut it closer, but with the internet, like I feel like it's gotten so homogenized right now. How many websites do you think you're on a day? Like different websites. Like
Instagram, TikTok,
Facebook, TikTok.
No, not Facebook.
Oh,
Well,
not, okay. So Instagram. What? List them out.
Okay, Instagram,
Yeah.
TikTok, YouTube,
YouTube.
and X.
That's it. 4 websites.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it is less, right?
That's it. Back in the day, you'd have to find. There was no like big use of Google, right? Google wasn't as homogenized as it was. So that's what I miss about the old internet, right? You would go on some random ass website and like it would be safe or not safe or whatever. But it's like it was like the Wild West. It's not just like 4 websites and you're done and you don't check. Like you could probably go a whole day on just Instagram and you're done.
Yeah.
So
Like I said, I've done it at times. I've done it. Like I get lazy sometimes. I'm like, I'm just gonna.
I mean, you work hard, man. You deserve to do what you want.
Yeah.
Your days off, you know.
Yeah, and like I said, I'm where I want to be. So you know.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So tell her before we go. Tell us about your shirt.
Oh, this is the Gaza Soup Kitchen, right? So, like, yeah, we want there's horrible things happening in Palestine right now, specifically in Gaza and in the West Bank. But this is a great organization that came out in 2023, and yeah, basically they're just Israel is starving the Palestinians, especially in Gaza. These people are trying to bring food to the innocent people in Palestine who are starving. And they need our help, and they need donations, whatever, to help bring food to people. Gaza has already been in a calorie deficit since 2005. Like Israel has calculated, the Israelis have calculated the exact number of calories that a person needs to barely live out there, and they keep them on that calorie diet. So, politics aside, innocent people, children should not be starving. The Gaza Soup Kitchen is doing a great job. The founder of it has had a large portion of his family killed. They need our help. So if you have it in your heart to donate to the Gaza Soup Kitchen and help some people.
Yes.
Free Palestine, as always.
There you go. Thank you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. I appreciate it, and we're out.
Our 2 cents.